Ever since it was introduced in the mid-1990s and launched its streaming option in 2007, Netflix has been one of the most popular streaming services in the world. Over the past few years, it has released a lot of hit shows that became popular among streamers, like House of Cards, Bridgerton, Squid Game, and Stranger Things. However, due to recent financial issues, ongoing competition with other top production companies, and budget cuts, the future of Netflix might not seem very bright. So, what can be done about it? How will Netflix be able to change for the better? Here are some of the problems Netflix is currently facing, and how those problems can be fixed. Over the past few months or so, Netflix has laid off a lot of employees, because they've been trying to reduce costs due to declining subscriber growth. According to two people who know about the layoffs, the company is firing employees as part of a broader restructuring of Netflix's marketing department. The main reason Netflix is losing subscribers is not only higher prices, but also increased competition in the streaming market, and lack of interesting content to bring in viewers. In order to bring back the subscribers they lost, Netflix wants to introduce ad-based subscription plans. However, this might not be a smart move, as the company derives part of its revenue from DVD and Blu-ray subscription services, and nobody can really insert ads into those types of media. If Netflix relied purely on ads for their revenues, then some of their free services may be discontinued. One reason why people pay for a subscription to a streaming service is to bypass an ad support-free service, which may not work for Netflix unless they are planning on making their ad-supported service free, like YouTube. It is also quite ironic that Netflix wants to rely on an ad tier now, because the company has long rejected advertising, which risks limiting creative freedom and cannibalizing existing subscriptions. Another reason why Netflix is losing subscribers is that some of its competitors are cheaper and have shows that are better in quality, like Hulu, Disney+, Amazon Prime, Max, and Paramount+. Netflix has been constantly increasing its prices over the years to the point where its premium subscription, which covers 4 screens of play, a must for many families, and 4K content, is $20 a month. While Netflix is known for some of its most popular shows like Stranger Things and The Witcher, some of them like Bridgerton and Pieces of Her seem a lot poorer in quality, which seems to be a reason why someone wouldn't be willing to pay for the service to watch them. Up to this point, Netflix produced everything they could get their hands on, but recently, they seem to be moving more towards quantity over quality, because they've ditched a lot of their animated projects, which upset half of the viewers who were looking forward to seeing promising content. Now that some of the problems regarding Netflix have been addressed, what can be done to help the company and give it a better future? Well, there are some things that they can do in order to prevent Netflix from being tarnished completely so they won't lose more subscribers. The first thing Netflix should do is bring back their DVD by mail service and release more of their original shows on DVD and Blu-ray to keep up with their subscription services. While they've recently shut down their subscriber-based DVD rental service, I believe it would be crucial for them to bring it back. That way, more people can sign up for Netflix's DVD plan if they can't afford the streaming service, since the DVD service could be much cheaper than the company's current subscription offers for streaming. They could structure a deal where Netflix gets the exclusive streaming rights for a certain number of years and the non-exclusive streaming rights in perpetuity in exchange for footing the bill for the restoration and preservation of those shows and movies. To continue creating good quality content, the company should focus more on some of its shows that already have a dedicated following, like Stranger Things, Peaky Blinders, and The Umbrella Academy, so that they can try to keep a feel for what their audience wants. To set the company apart from its competition, they should separate the different language-specific recommendations and shows, catering to different groups more effectively. That way, each group gets content specific to them and not mixed with a bunch of stuff that isn't in their language. Next, Netflix should keep their promise to stop pandering to political agendas, which they have not done yet. If Netflix wants to acquire new content, it might be a little tricky for them, since a lot of their success depends on cooperation with other networks and studios. However, they've been losing rights to shows owned by companies such as Disney, which will play a huge role in what happens to Netflix over the next few years. Because other companies are removing their shows from the Netflix service due to licensing issues and prohibitively high prices, the company itself will have to start focusing more on creating original content, but that means they absolutely must nail original content, including localization, on an ongoing basis. They can't always rely on other companies to acquire shows for them, so they'll have to make their own. Diversifying their distribution channels could be beneficial too. They could have some of their original shows available on iTunes, Amazon Prime, pay-per-view channels, and cable channels. As mentioned before, they've already done this in the past with shows like House of Cards, so why not give some of their other shows the same treatment? That way, if people want to see some Netflix original shows without having to pay for the service, they can find other ways to watch them. As for the shows that have been cancelled, Netflix could auction the continuation rights to those shows to network, cable, or other streaming services, which can buy the seasons Netflix produced outright or have those seasons non-exclusively for the life of the series and a certain number of months after Netflix canceled the series. In addition, they should shift from a renew/cancel model to limited series with the option for sequels and spin-offs. They should also shift to a model of limited series, ensuring that story arcs are resolved within the contracted seasons. Depending on how many episodes or seasons the creator is contracted for, they must resolve the story by the end of that contract. That means no more holding characters and resolutions hostage in a bid for renewal because it frustrates viewers and leaves the service with dead stock. If Netflix wants to remain in business, they will likely need to implement measures to prevent account sharing and abuse, which can impact their earnings. They would also have to hire new employees and continue producing original shows. They can't earn much if they keep firing their employees, so it might be better if they hire new employees and keep them so that new content can be produced faster. Netflix could bring back free trials to encourage new subscriptions and possibly get their old subscribers that need a little motivation back. They could also improve the notifications for when content is leaving Netflix by displaying an expiry date on the screen each time someone watches a show that will soon be leaving Netflix. Furthermore, they should use push notifications and emails, so viewers won't have to delay watching something. Another thing they can do is capitalize on merchandise. Netflix has an online store, where they sell products based on shows like The Witcher and Stranger Things to promote new seasons. While they're doing a good job at selling merchandise to support their shows, the company needs to be strategic and intentional about how they do this. If they do it right, their brands will remain top of mind, as more viewers who watch the shows will buy the merchandise, which will help Netflix boost its marketing efforts around its content and increase brand awareness, which, in turn, will boost sign-ups. Next, they should redesign the "Are You Still Watching" feature, which pops up when viewers leave Netflix running for a really long time without touching it. The feature prompts viewers to continue watching, but the company should consider a more effective way to achieve this result, as the "Are You Still Watching" feature could be considered useless. Instead of using that feature, Netflix can suggest similar content to encourage viewers to switch to something they may find more interesting, as opposed to leaving the platform altogether just so they can finish the show or movie they were watching later. Lastly, they should allow viewers to share their content directly to social media. They could install a share button so viewers can share a link to the TV show or movie they're watching with their online communities, which could be one of the easiest and most practical ways to encourage new subscriptions. If they did this, more people would consider signing up to Netflix to watch it because they will begin to trust the source that has recommended it, whether directly or indirectly. If Netflix uses these ideas, plus a few more, to improve its platform, it might gain a brighter future and bring in more subscribers. Although Netflix is one of the biggest streaming services in the world, it can't remain on top forever, but with a push in the right direction, things could be better for them. Stay tuned.